Sushi jackknife. 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 Yeah.
Well, I don't like that at all.
It's the little things that you don't like that harm our relationship, Nathan.
Well, I mean, I just spent all evening. So the child has discovered noise-making toys.
Oh, that's...
And so I spent the evening listening to 2 different songs play simultaneously from different toys. And I come here to a peaceful podcast, and what is happening? That's what's happening.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't understand how they can tune it out. Like... They'll have a simultaneous things going, 5 or 7 or 100 of them.
And inevitably one of the two, at least one of the two, is detuned in a creepy way. So you have demonic circus music playing at the same time as some really, really chipper, happy sound. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it at all.
No. It puts you in a weird emotional place. Mm-hmm. It puts you in this place of like fear, frustration, happiness.
I just want to know why every kid's toy has decided the songs that you would hear in a horror movie playing as a clown arrived
right.
to slaughter someone, not to juggle or anything fun. Why those are the songs that should be playing out of every toy.
It was an executive... You remember the Clown Museum? Mm-hmm. It was an executive decision by the Clown Museum.
The Clown Lobby.
The Clown Lobby got in there with Fisher-Price. Mm-hmm. They have Fisher-Price by the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Leapfrog and all those other guys.
You don't mess with the Clown Lobby.
No.
Otherwise, you'll start seeing more clowns popping out of the woods. Remember that? That was a thing that happened.
God. Another reason that 2016 was shit. There were fucking clowns everywhere.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Sushi Jackknife.
Bonjour.
Oh! No!
I don't like that either. This is all very bad.
Just a lot of noises. We can't promise you much more than noises tonight.
Well, can we ever?
Point.
No.
Nathan's had a rough week.
It's been a long week. It's just been a tiring week. And I went to go run the other day thinking, it's a tiring week. I'll get my aggression out through running because I have to run because I'm running a 5K.
As we know.
Yes. And got started and my leg went, you're not going to run today. And so then my leg muscles were all tight and I had to stop running.
Were you running and it was like, ugh?
Yeah, I hit 2 mile and then my leg went, nope, done. This is it. This is all we're doing today.
Like just quit on you.
Yeah. I'm like, I still have 1.2 miles to go. And my leg went, you shut up. You shut your stupid mouth. I have an aggressive leg.
I hear that.
My right leg
your
is
right
not
leg.
kind.
Yeah, your right leg's a real dick to you.
Yeah, so that's just how my week has been.
That's where you're coming from tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And on top
you.
of that, I got so depressed watching political stuff that like the last 2 days I just had to not.
You have to take a break.
It's just too much.
Yeah. You do have to stop and take a break now and then, or you will go insane.
Yeah. And I'm out of Top Chef to break up the monotony because the season's over. So I really don't know what I'm doing with my life now.
You sound...
I'm
pretty sad right now. Like you're smiling in that way when you smile when I know you're uncomfortable.
I'm a rudderless ship out to sea right now.
Oh.
Why do I have a rudder? I don't know.
It's there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work anymore. It gave up on you after 2 miles.
It's like my right leg.
It's just like your right leg. Your rudderless right leg. There's a great song by the Lemonheads called Rudderless. Ship without a rudder's life. A ship without a rudder. It's good. Good. Rudderless.
Care to share any more of that song?
No, just that.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Evan Dando. I'll share that with you.
No, I know you do.
Yeah.
It's I knew when I saw your Evan Dando tramp stamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tastefully done.
Thanks. It's
the unicorn was a bit much, but
well, if you know anything about Evan Dando, you know that inserting himself into a unicorn is how he wakes up most days. Rolls over, there's a unicorn, he inserts himself. They had a lot of great songs, the Lemonheads.
I'll take your word for it. Never listened
Everyone
to
knows It's a Shame About Ray. Have you ever heard that song?
Yeah.
It's a shame about Ray. Yeah, great song.
It was really, really a shame about Ray.
In the stone under the dust, his name is still engraved.
Wow.
Some things need to go away. It's a shame about Ray. They had a song called Big Gay Heart where I don't think he's gay, but he was like, just saying that it's cool. It's cool to be gay.
Right.
My big gay heart in the dark. It's a good song. They have a lot of good songs. You're just going to let me talk about the Lemonheads for a while?
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone see how long I can go.
Yeah.
Talking about the Lemonheads.
I've got nothing to add on about the Lemonheads. I had a candy as a kid called Lemonheads.
I think they took their name from there.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that's
Juliana Hatfield was in the band. Well, they do an awesome cover of Mrs. Robinson. Yeah. If you've never listened to the Lemonheads, go forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. She puts out a rudder. See, you are rudderless. You let me lead you there without anything. I've
got nothing driving me.
My ice cubes are clinking in Chivas Regal right now. And if you know how that's actually pronounced,
my water is clinking in iceless water glass.
Your water's not clinking anywhere.
No, it's not.
No.
It's sloshing.
It's sloshing. Speaking of ice, by the way, an odd segue, but I heard that this week, the Prime Minister of Iceland, whose name is unpronounceable.
By the way, there were a lot of ways that could have gone, and I was hoping for iced tea or vanilla ice.
No, sadly. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Prime Minister of Iceland, unpronounceable, came out this week and said that they will be the first country on record to ensure that women are paid the same as men across the board.
Now, how do you ensure that?
I don't really know. But I know that Iceland is also the country who developed an app to make sure you don't hit on your cousin when you're in a bar. Because there's not a lot of Icelandic people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to make sure before we do this thing that, like, your mom is not related to my mom.
Equal pay is a very confusing thing to me.
Okay.
Because I'm very for it.
You're for it? Yeah.
Very pro that. But at the same time, I don't know how you enforce that. I honestly don't understand how you would do it.
I guess you would have to audit, companies or something. I don't really.
But at the same time,
some sort of process.
I have the same job as someone else at my work. We don't get paid the same amount. Does that mean everyone would have to get paid the same amount across the board? Or would it be like an average?
That's a good question.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know how you implement that, but that is a good question. I guess everyone would have to be paid the same.
Yeah.
If you have the same job title. Now you could pretty quickly get into weird loopholes. Like at my job, they like tack on things to your title a lot, and that doesn't even mean you get more money. You just get a little bit more like whatevs, but it doesn't mean anything.
You have a longer business card.
Yeah, exactly. You have a more cumbersome business card. Oh, I'm the associate director of blah, 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 instead of the manager. You know what I mean? It's like, just like a weird step
I think
up.
every business is like that. I'm pretty sure that if I looked into it, I'm probably the vice president of 5 or 6 things. I don't know. Everyone's the vice president of something. So
I am the vice president of cotton candy.
There we go.
I don't know if you knew that, but it's a pretty exciting field, cotton candy. I actually run a side business where you can get your cotton candy embroidered with your name. So I can deliver you personalized cotton candy.
You're saying this as a joke.
Am I?
That would sell.
You think?
Oh, that would sell.
Like if you got cotton candy at the fair.
Let's say you're at a fair with a kid.
Yeah.
There's a cotton candy stand on the left.
Right.
And on the right, there's a cotton candy stand where they can get their name in the cotton candy.
Point. And you can charge like 75 more cents for that.
Yeah.
So your profit margin just went way up.
Now,
your per cap.
The issue with that is I'm even less sure of how you would do that than I am of how you would enforce equal pay. I'm not sure that one's feasible at all.
I don't know if we need a scientist on this. Yeah. The scientist. I'm just the vice president. I'm not a scientist, therefore I really can't comment.
You know what you could do?
Yeah.
Edible paints, airbrush the name on there.
Edible paint is best on bodies. Don't you agree?
I mean, it depends.
Like, smooth
sometimes
bodies.
when I'm partaking in cannibalism.
Well, not that way.
Oh, no. What were you not eating people? Is that not what we're doing now? With this guy.
So Scott Pruitt this week said that he doesn't believe carbon.
Speaking of cannibals.
Speaking. He might as well be.
I want that. I want
he
that.
Might as well be
on the record here.
Yeah.
If the president can just randomly accuse people of wiretapping Trump Tower,
right,
without any evidence, I can, without evidence, say Scott Pruitt is a cannibal.
He is a cannibal.
He has eaten dozens upon dozens of people,
mostly people from Kansas. So
yeah,
or was it Oklahoma? No, he doesn't believe that carbon dioxide plays a role. The guy who is the head of the EPA right now does not believe that carbon dioxide plays a role in climate change.
Well, I mean, there are scientists who say it doesn't.
Right?
Scientists?
I
think there's at least two.
My name is Vladimir Scientist. I do not believe carbon change is a thing or carbon play a role. So when I was in third grade, we learned about the water cycle boogie. I think we should do a video of the water cycle boogie and send it to Scott Pruitt just so he has some grasp of how some science works. Because as you know, the water cycle boogie goes up and down. It goes up and down and around.
So I just had to look this up.
Okay.
For the sake, and I was just telling you this.
Okay.
I want this argument to be spouted off at Scott Pruitt all the time.
Okay.
97% of scientists
97
agree that man-made climate change is a thing. 97%.
97.
Now, that means that he is going, no, 3% disagree. That's not correct. If Scott Pruitt were to get cancer, a terrible cancer, pick a cancer.
Eyeball cancer.
Eyeball cancer. Scott Pruitt has eye cancer. His eyes, they got the tumors. Whatever. And someone said, hey, we've got a perfect cure for this. 97% of doctors agree it works. By that rationale, he should go. 3% of doctors say it won't work. I think I'll just take my chances, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to walk out of here with this eye cancer.
If God didn't want me to die from eye cancer, he wouldn't have given me eye cancer. I just don't understand 97%
97%. There is nothing more unanimous in the world. You know what I mean? 97% of people don't think the world is round.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
If you were going to a movie and you went on Rotten Tomatoes,
okay,
and it had a 97%, you'd be like, wow, this is one of the best movies ever. This is going to win every Oscar.
Right. And that movie would be Get Out, because I heard it's fantastic.
You wouldn't go, wait, 3% of critics didn't give it a positive review? I don't think so.
Can't get behind it. What if that 3% is Siskel, Ebert, and their ghosts? As you know, ghosts are half a person.
Obviously.
It's the same math we've been doing since the Middle Ages.
I think the Supreme Court ruled on that at one point.
Yeah. Well, most of the Supreme Court, remember that a few of them are ghosts.
That's true.
I was listening back to some old podcasts this week, and they were talking about when Antonin Scalia died. And I probably was not paying attention to the news at the time. Antonin Scalia, a chief justice at one point, who served on the court until his death.
Yeah.
Obviously very conservative. He was what they would call an originalist. He interpreted the Constitution.
Much like Gorsuch.
I can't even say that sentence.
His replacement that's been nominated.
And who else? Well, I don't know if... anyway. Antonin Scalia was part of a weird Catholic hunting club. He was also in the
club hunting weird Catholics, or a weird club that hunts Catholics, or a weird Catholic club that hunts.
C.
Okay.
Though any of those could be possible. He was also a member of the Opus Dei within the Catholic order, which are the people that like whip themselves and shit, as far as I understand it.
Oh, man.
Okay, here, let me set the stage for you. And you can go find Washington Post articles about this, and New York Times, whatever. You can look this up. Say, Google Antonin Scalia death, and you'll find this shit. It's, Breitbart, oddly enough, reports that he died at home holding the hand of the Pope.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Pope.
As he was about to pass over to the other side, a light came down from the heavens.
Correct.
And God said, "You are the chosen one."
And God sounded a lot like David Duke.
Right.
Yeah. So, Antonin Scalia is ill. He decides, close to death, to get on a plane without his wife, with another guy, and fly to this remote cabin somewhere where this order of Catholic hunting people, I forget what it's called, is gathering. And he dies there in this cabin under odd circumstances. A lot of the articles note, if you read them, that he died and there was an odd exercise, quote unquote, exercise device near the bed. To me, that says Antonin Scalia was fucking some dudes or being fucked by some dudes with some sex toys, and he died. That's what it says to me. I don't know what it says to you. These guys like wear robes and shit. It's weird.
Now, like, how weird of a device are we talking?
We don't know.
Is it like a rowing machine?
The only detail I could get is an exercise. Yeah, like he died beside a Bowflex.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a gazelle.
The short-lived gazelle. And Chuck Norris is there, too, promoting the Bowflex. At the same time. Look, Chief Justice, all you got to do is can I tell you how much I wanted a Bowflex as a kid?
Because of Chuck Norris?
Because of the commercials. Yeah, Chuck Norris. And there was a lady on there who was like a model, I think. I don't remember. We've discussed this. I didn't have cable until I was a teenager.
Right.
And so I watched a lot of infomercials because that's what we could receive on our antenna television.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of that was Bowflex. There was also the paint stick where you could like take this paint roller and stick it, and you could attach it to your bucket of paint and it would suck paint up inside it.
What?
And you would slowly dispense it as you
that actually
went
sounds
up and down
wildly
the wall.
Practical.
I thought so too. And I tried for an entire Saturday to convince my mother to buy one, who loves to paint, by the way.
Did you tell her that there's got to be a better way?
I don't know if I sold
That's
it.
usually the argument that they make on the commercials, and it works.
There's got to be a better way. Paint stick. I'm talking about like even the food dehydrator people, the Ronco.
Oh, yes.
Remember those guys? Yeah. Those people who were orange before orange was orange, before our orange Julius Commander-in-Chief.
Yes.
Yeah, those people were on there being like, you could dehydrate your food. You can make jerky right here at home. Oh, pasta? You want to make chocolate pasta, kids? They did. They made chocolate pasta. I'm like, what do you
Wait, they dehydrated chocolate pasta?
No. This was two. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
combining a lot of things.
Two separate devices.
Yeah.
Why would you want chocolate pasta?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess because it's like, hey kids, chocolate pasta.
The only person I can think of, obviously fictional, who would want chocolate pasta is Buddy the Elf from Elf.
That's correct. And what would Buddy do? He would put gumballs on it.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Ugh.
I was talking to someone about Elf today, actually. Mm-hmm. That scene where he's eating the gum off of the street or whatever, the subway thing, makes me retch every time I see it because I just...
It's not that bad.
I internalize it, though. I'm like, I don't see Will Ferrell with, like, gum that, like, they just chewed and put there, set it up. I see, like, a person legitimately going...
No, that's what he did.
Oh. It makes me like...
That wasn't even a scripted scene. They were just walking down the street and he went, hey, watch this, guys. Start eating gum.
And that's what makes him brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's also how he got all of his diseases.
He has a lot.
Not as many as Scott Pruitt, though.
That's true.
Scott Pruitt is a disease-ridden cannibal.
I've been telling people a lot lately that we should talk about how the weather is here in Nashville right now.
Okay.
Right?
Well, when do you want to start? Because it's a lot of changes here.
We have not had winter.
No.
At all.
Right. It was 60 this last Saturday.
Right.
In 60s.
And that was in February.
Yeah. Uh-huh. We had a tornado. And it's going to snow Saturday.
Today was 70-something degrees. Mm-hmm. It's March.
Yeah.
Okay? My point is this. We have to step back a little bit and realize we're the only generation that's going to get to enjoy global warming before it gets really, really bad.
Well, I mean, really, though, do we have to worry about the other generation?
We don't. But they don't get to enjoy it. I'm just saying we get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we get to, it's tropical here.
This is actually a legitimate point that my brother-in-law made.
Your brother-in-law made a legitimate point?
Well, let me rephrase that. This is a point he actually made.
Okay. Right.
When we were visiting family over, I think it was Christmas.
Okay.
Talking about global warming. He said, they're talking about global warming, but, I mean, that's not going to happen for a couple generations, so why would I care? And he was joking, sort of.
Oh, man. So I was... Oh, man. That's deep. Look, I was born in 1984. By 1984, there was already global warming.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it till later because it takes a while to compile all the data and shit.
They were starting to get it.
They were starting to get...
They knew about that hole in the ozone layer. They knew the pollution's bad.
That was the big thing. There was pollution. There was aerosols.
Yeah.
I remember as a child being like, don't use hairspray. It's the hole in the... And don't I don't even know if this is true, but I've always believed that if you break up styrofoam, like if you crunch it, it releases some chemical.
I don't know
that puts
about
a hole
crunching it. I know that if you microwave styrofoam, it releases chemicals that go into the environment and also can give you cancer.
No way.
Don't do that.
That's good to know.
The more you know.
If you've been at a Mexican restaurant lately, put your enchilada on a plate.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I know you're drunk. I know you're hungover. I know you're just trying to shove something down.
Also, it can melt.
It can melt, and that's bad.
Not good.
It
that's
turns
a really
brown.
Bad idea.
We used to... This is for you, Nebraska Roy. We used to microwave hot dogs in the plastic in college, and we did it so often that we knew exactly how long to do it before the plastic would adhere to the hot dog.
The whole package.
We would open it, like 5 hot dogs,
Okay.
right? Like half the pack, because
Okay.
it's like a 10-pack, right?
Right.
Or an 8-pack or something. So we would open it because we knew it needed to vent. I mean, Roy majored in like science and shit, so he knew that venting had to occur. I was like, I'm just gonna like read some Wallace Stevens and shit. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Let me know when the dogs are done.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we would microwave them, and we figured out like the right time to do it before the plastic would become part of the dog and it became inedible. I'm just saying.
I just, the whole global, like the arguments against global warming are all so shallow.
So shallow.
I was listening to the infuriating talk radio today.
Conservative
on the
talk
way-
radio?
Yes. Phil Valentine.
Oh yeah, Phil Valentine.
You know, he, like Scott Pruitt, so many diseases. And
He's riddled with herpes.
oh, just 10, 15 different types of herpes. And he was ranting about, because Scott Pruitt has said he's going to roll back emissions guidelines.
Yeah, right.
And he was ranting about how ridiculous emissions guidelines are, saying, well, you know, they say that it's bad for the environment, blah, but you know what? We should be looking at what people want to buy. That's not a valid argument.
What?
But we, you know, the scientists say this is bad, but, like, people want to do it.
I have a that's insane.
That's not a valid
That's not
argument.
no, it's not. That's a complete left turn on
Yeah.
something that this was encouraging. And we among many other people have made plenty of fun of Rick Perry.
Yeah.
I learned today. Today I learned hashtag TIL, if that's still a thing.
Was that ever a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Today I learned. Remember Fuck My Life?
Yeah.
There was a whole app where it was Fuck
Yeah,
My Life, and
yeah.
you could look at it. Yeah, I forgot about that until right now. Today I learned Texas
Yeah.
uses wind energy
Yeah.
more than any other state, and that happened under the guidance of Governor Rick Perry.
Rick Perry. So here's what I've learned about Rick Perry throughout
Okay.
this whole thing.
All right.
I've never liked Rick Perry,
No.
but Rick Perry is not a dangerous man as much as just a party stooge.
He is a taller, more bespeckled George Bush,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
The real evil in the Bush era was Cheney.
Yeah. And as we've learned recently, W is actually a lovable fella.
I can't get enough of him. And
Everyone loves him.
It's so strange because I spent my high school years being like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an American idiot and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, and now I'm like, well, still fuck Cheney, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he was running the show, much like Steve Bannon is running the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Cheney was running the show then. But George is a lovable guy.
He keeps being on talk shows. I heard someone point out that if you're the most hated president in history,
Yeah.
the perfect time to come out and start making public appearances is when the new most hated president in history shows
It's
up.
true.
Because
And-
everyone now is just like, Bush,
And
he's funny.
And listen, like, that's a lot of thunder. Sorry, guys, we got distracted because there's an intense amount of thunder here. The weather really is going against us.
Yeah.
I feel so conflicted too because I wouldn't agree with him on shit. He's a much better ex-president than he was an actual president.
Oh, it's true.
But he's an entertaining guy to keep up with.
He
We talked about this last week a little bit, but I watched a like sizzle reel of him and Michelle Obama just like hugging this week.
and it warms the cockles of your heart.
It does.
Every single cockle.
Everyone.
Warmed.
The alpha cockle, the beta cockle.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, if Michelle Obama likes someone,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
She's a great
She's a judge of character.
She's a
good
great judge of character.
Yeah.
I hope she likes me. I sent her a lot of like chocolate dipped strawberries.
See, that's coming on too strong.
I know.
It's a bad choice.
I know. I've never been good with awesome women.
Yeah.
You know?
I also don't think she would eat them.
No, she's got a garden and shit.
It's not healthy enough.
By the way, what the fuck is Melania doing? Nothing? Like nothing, right?
I saw in the news, hosted a banquet.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
And regretting every decision she's made in life that's led her to this point.
That I can believe.
Yeah.
I feel, like we've talked about before, I feel sympathy in a way for Kellyanne Conway, or should I say the Barefoot Princess. It's cute. She's in the Oval Office. She's like, you know. It's
all of the men are doing work. I'm just going to sit here on the couch with my bare feet.
She does have cute feet. If you're into feet, like, look up Kellyanne Conway's feet. I'm sure there's a Tumblr page dedicated to just that.
I would almost guarantee it. Every male celebrity, if you start typing their name in Google, one of the autocompletes is gay. It's their name and
right?
gay.
Really?
And any female, you start typing their name, feet. It will show up.
Now, I have my own things, right? Feet are not my thing.
No. Feet are gross.
But I'm surprised at how many people whose feet are their thing. You know?
It's a surprising amount of people.
It's a lot.
It's enough people that we know it's a thing.
Right. It's enough people that it invades everyone else's pornography to like the point where we're all aware of it.
I just can't imagine, and I've never understood, seeing a pair of feet.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just need the one foot. I don't know how it works.
I would want a pair.
I'm not in... Like, do you want the whole set, or is one fine? I don't know. Seeing feet and going, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There's that Pixie song. It's just like... the whole song is like... Ba 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 ba. Yeah. It's called La La Love You.
Like the most I would ever be able to do is go, that's some nice polish.
Like your feet are less ugly than other people's. Yeah. That's as far as I can go.
You got some good toenail polish.
All
I like
I'm
that color.
Saying, pretty baby, feet.
Anyway, Scott Pruitt loves feet.
Scott Pruitt has eye cancer. He loves feet. He's got 19 kinds of herpes.
Yeah.
That's what we've decided.
He loves feet so much, that's actually why he became a cannibal.
Yeah.
To eat feet.
Scott,
I feel like at this point I need to make a legal disclaimer.
You should.
All of the things about Scott Pruitt said in this podcast are assumed to be false.
Except for the thing about carbon dioxide.
Right, that true.
Shit is totally true.
But the other things, we assume them to be false.
Yeah.
We don't have proof that they're false, but we assume them to be false.
We don't have proof that they're not false.
Mm-hmm. No proof either way. I'm just saying.
I'm currently texting Julian Assange. Actually, I'm friendstering Julian Assange.
Oh, Julian Assange.
This, I was down with WikiLeaks a while ago, but now it really seems like he has a pretty thought out agenda.
Oh, he does.
I mean, this week with the CIA stuff,
yeah.
I feel like that was put out there solely to counter everything that's going on that we're seeing about the Trump administration in Russia. I feel like it's out there strategically to distract us or to undermine the intelligence agencies who, by the way, other than the courts, it's been the courts and the intelligence agencies that have been fighting this fucking shit show.
Yeah.
And they are able to undermine one of them.
Right.
Guys, I'm sure the CIA is hacking my iPhone. Yeah. I've been sure of it since the day I had an iPhone.
It's kind of the risk that you take. I mean, really, your two choices are the CIA knows what you're doing on your iPhone.
Right.
Or I guess there are three choices. The CIA knows what you're doing on your iPhone.
1.
Google knows what you're doing on your iPhone.
2.
Because they track
everything.
You know how you look up one thing, and then the next time you're on Facebook, every ad is for that thing?
Right.
And the third choice, which is obviously the correct choice, is the CIA and Google.
And Google are
know everything
monitoring
that you're doing.
Correct. Everyone knows everything that you're doing.
Yeah. There is no secret on the internet.
No, there's no secret on the internet. Anything you search for, anything you look at, it's going to get out there. So let's just all be open.
Yeah.
That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Not to devolve into comic book talk, because I know how much you love that.
Oh, no.
But there's a series that I read a while back.
Oh, Archie.
Well, that one. But there's
Jughead?
It was a spin-off.
Betty and Veronica.
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite part of Betty and Veronica is when they go get ice cream. There's something about them just hanging out, talking about Archie.
I know that you're about to devolve, but real quick.
Yeah.
Did you ever understand why Archie was debating between Betty and Veronica?
No.
One is a high-maintenance mess, and the other one seems
not
lovely.
Yeah. Wait, which one is which?
Betty, I believe, is the blonde non-mess.
Non-mess.
Yes.
Veronica is
the black-haired daddy's girl mess.
And her hair really is black because it's a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to say this about her, though. Something about her. So I'm kind of with Archie on this one. Okay. It's a tough choice.
Okay.
It's a tough choice.
Okay, go to your comic book parallel.
there's a you can get this online for free if you want. It's pay what you want. Panelsyndicate.com. It's Brian K. Vaughan, he's a really famous comic book writer, and Marcos Martin, who's a very famous comic book artist. But they started their own sort of independent thing. And they put out this series called The Private Eye, which kind of delves into that. What the premise of the story is, and I think it's a really solid premise. Basically, things have gotten so crazy on the internet that everyone's personal secrets have been revealed. Mm-hmm. And so now people walk around sort of in costume all the time. They have these like animal masks and just sort of weird masks that they wear all the time to preserve their identity. Because everyone knows everyone's shit about everyone, and the internet has been shut down completely. It's become sort of a crime.
Interesting.
And the evil element in this book wants to set off some kind of rocket which destroys the thing that blocks the internet, so that everyone suddenly has the internet again.
So he's the evil person?
Yeah, it's a pretty wild story.
Because that sounds like he would be the hero.
Right. But it's worth reading. Private Eye, go check it out. Panel Syndicate. It's good. It's good. You can get it all for free if you want. It's really good. Anyway.
I don't know. It seems like there would be a lot of words to read and stuff.
Not as many as you think. It's a comic book.
Fair.
Right. Thank you. That is the one conciliatory time that's the one time you've ever been conciliatory.
It's because I have no rudder anymore.
Thank you. Ship without a rudder's life. They also had a great song called My Drug Buddy, and it's just like, I love my drug buddy.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
If what you're doing here were the Time Life ad for their greatest hits, I'm not buying it.
Okay, well, fine. That's fine. I mean, it's not you anyway. It's not you. All the hits of the Lemonheads.
Yes.
This year, offered to you in a 4-CD package, compact discs. We know how much you love them, you nostalgic hipsters.
It's available for 10 easy payments of $29.95. That's
right. The Lemonheads recorded over 17 songs. And we offered them to you. No, they recorded a lot more than that. They did a great cover, which this was at Record Store Day a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And I nerded out and I spent way too much money that I didn't have, and I bought it. Well, I didn't buy it because I couldn't find it, but I bought a bunch of other shit to make up for not being able to buy it.
That'll teach them.
That'll teach them. Commerce.
Yeah.
Trump. So the Lemonheads did a cover of a Misfits song called Skulls. And that song goes, I want your skulls. I need your skulls. But they did it more like a ballad. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So great. So
Good for them.
The Record Store Day thing was a 45 with the Misfits on one side, Lemonheads on the other.
Yeah.
Still
How
up.
much was that?
Not too much. It's still, you can still find it on eBay and shit. I
What-
should get it.
Did we just witness you brainstorm something that's going to get you in trouble with your wife?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Big time.
Cool.
Oh yeah. I'm already in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep getting in more trouble.
Well, there you
no,
go.
No, not really.
That's how good relationships are formed.
Obfuscation is the first step in a good relationship out there.
Absolutely. I just looked at the radar.
Weather radar?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone can even hear what's going on outside, but it sounds like a torrential downpour
Oh yeah.
and lightning everywhere.
It does. It sounds like things just got really bad outside. That's what I'm saying.
Scott Pruitt hasn't even been in charge that long, and
Here we
all
are.
of Nashville is going to flood now.
I know.
Great
Again.
job.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. But Rick Perry's going to come in with a lot of windmills and blow it away.
There we go.
I think that's probably what he thinks he can do.
The main thing I know about Rick Perry from recent times is the current president of the United States, who also appointed him to a position. I just want to point that out. Was making fun of him because he got glasses to make himself look smart.
That is true. That is so true.
I remember this happening. I'm kind of curious to see throughout his one term that he's going to have how often he has to grovel to people he's insulted to try to get them to be on his side. Like, I keep seeing on the news he's had dinner with Marco Rubio.
Okay.
He's had dinner with Ted Cruz. You might remember Ted Cruz as the person whose father was involved in the JFK assassination, according to unfounded rumors started by Donald Trump.
And what did he say about Ted Cruz's wife?
Essentially that she's ugly over and over and over. Which, I mean, if we're going to be fair, Melania is objectively more attractive than Ted Cruz's wife.
I don't know. I've never seen Ted Cruz's wife.
But you've seen Melania.
Sure.
She doesn't look as good as Melania.
Fine.
Melania looks fine. Ted Cruz's wife, okay. She looks like a person.
That's good because Melania doesn't.
No. Melania looks like a person who's on her last leg.
Yeah.
Like, just mentally.
Yeah.
She can't handle much more.
I completely agree. I completely agree. By the way, I think it's worth pointing out that Radio Shack filed for bankruptcy again.
Again?
Today? Yeah, again. So get your adapters now.
Oh, no.
Your RC cars, your solder.
All of the...
And I like Radio Shack. I'm a Radio Shack person, but it's going under, man.
Are they actually going to close this time?
I don't know, but they did file for bankruptcy again. It's hard with the Shack. It's very hard with the Shack.
That should be their new motto.
It's hard at the Shack.
Yeah. It's hard at the Shack.
The Shack is hard.
You know what they should have done that they never did? Get Shaquille O'Neal.
I was thinking the same thing.
To be the spokesperson for Radio Shack.
Yeah, all they got to do is change it to a Q, and they call it the Shack.
People would love that.
My
People
God.
love Shaquille O'Neal.
Radio Shack, are you listening?
I don't know how you get a job as an advertising agency.
Right.
Like how you get that started. But
How do you do that?
I think I just nailed it.
You did. I mean, we're gonna become the Lucky Strikes of fucking Radio Shack.
I've watched almost 2 full seasons of Mad Men, so I know all about advertising.
You do. Put that on your advertising resume. Turns out you're also leading a double life, and yeah.
Anyway, at the end, I'm going to write a jingle for Coke, so that'll be really cool. It'll be really cool, guys.
Coke, it's what's inside of you.
Oh,
I've probably talked about it before, but did you ever see this movie called The Stuff?
The Stuff?
Yeah, it was a kind of a horror comedy situation where basically it was saying that Cool Whip was alive, and when you ate Cool...
Oh, you have told me
Have I
about
talked to you about this?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just so you know, you can never get enough of the stuff. That was their theme song. You can never, never, never get enough of the stuff. So, the GOP looks like they have got a healthcare quote-unquote overhaul happening this week.
Sure they do.
Sure they do. Sure it's not just Obamacare with a couple minor changes.
As of today,
that will fuck people over. Yeah.
As of today, everybody thinks it's not going to go through because the Senate hates it. Like, all the Republican senators are like, this is stupid. You're an idiot. Who came up with this? And Rand Paul's like, I'm going to come up with my own thing. Woo-hoo! I'm Rand Paul.
I'm a libertarian. I realized this week, I hope there's no libertarians listening. I realized this week, talking to some of our libertarian buddies, there is inherent... I'm not gonna say they're being racist, but there's inherent racism in the idea of libertarianism because it assumes that everyone is at an equal playing field, right? Mm-hmm. If we remove everything,
right,
then everyone has the same opportunity as everyone else. Nathan,
I wouldn't say it's inherent racism as much as it's just not realistic thinking in any way.
There you go. It's a simplification. Yes. And I understand the impulse to simplify. Mm-hmm. I really do. But it ain't that simple. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing as every system that on paper it looks fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
And then humans are involved. Not so perfect anymore.
Yeah.
Example, communism. On paper.
Looks great.
We have this. Everyone's going to get it. It's good. On paper, it's fantastic. Humans? No.
We fuck it up.
Can't do it.
Every time. Somehow it always turns into a dictatorship.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Democracy.
Or an oligarchy.
Like pure democracy looks great.
Yeah.
And then things happen even in not pure democracies where like you elect a lunatic to be in office or something, like things like that. You vote poorly.
Here's a question, by the way. Do you think that we'll, given technology, right? Now, I'm not saying the public will become informed. I'm not saying that will happen. But do you think we'll get to a place in our democracy here, or our republic rather? Now, no one's going to give up power, but would it be possible to get to a place where, like, you and I, regular everyday citizens, would vote on things as they would go through, and it would be more like a pure democracy? Do you see anything like that happening?
Nationally, no.
No. Statewide?
I mean, you have some of that.
California's already doing it.
You vote on referendums and stuff.
That's right. There are referendums.
But no. No. Nationally, no. I don't. First off, You got enough people, or you got enough trouble getting people out to vote for president.
That's true.
You definitely are going to have issues getting people to come out to vote on a congressional budget.
Be like, we want to spend like 4% more money on pencils.
Yeah. I mean, then you're going to be going, well, 3% of people came out to vote for this, so that's going to...
Well, and I guess you get into it then because you only get the extremes at that point, right?
Yeah.
You only get the people who are hard fucking core one way or the other.
I mean, I'm a moderate person, and I really don't care enough to go out and vote for some things. I mean, like, when I hear about, like, the elections for sheriff... I don't care. I don't care about voting for sheriff.
Well,
I know that theoretically it makes a difference, but I'm not going to do the research to find out every sheriff's point of view on everything.
I understand.
So
it's a lot. It's a lot.
I go that one. That
one looks good.
Does he have a mustache? I want a sheriff with a mustache. I'm not voting for a sheriff without a mustache.
Will he cooperate with ICE or will he not? Now that's important.
Yeah, but they're not going to talk about that enough ahead of the election for anyone to know.
Yeah, that's true.
There aren't exactly
that's a very good
full-on sheriff debates.
Maybe there should be, but yes, that would be. Oh, can you imagine? Oh man, here in Nashville, right now I know that they are looking into body cameras for police officers. Because there was recently a shooting that I don't know all the details of well enough, but it has definitely sparked this debate of I mean
it's the same as all of the other shootings where no one knows the details. You know what one side's saying, and you know what the other side's saying.
But it was definitely a white cop shooting a black guy.
He was either reaching for a weapon or
he wasn't
running away.
Right,
one of the two.
Right.
So, body cameras might clear that up.
That's what I'm saying. There's no debate to me on that. Like, just do it.
If I were a cop, I would want body cameras. I don't understand anyone fighting against them. Because if I'm a cop, theoretically, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Exactly.
And I want people to see that if something goes down.
Let's keep honest people honest.
Right. But then there are people who are just like, no, we don't need I don't understand the debate.
I don't either.
It should just be like definitely. We should totally have that.
Like, hey, let's pay for that. Let's do that. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm not in charge.
You're not.
No. Unfortunately.
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it seems like you don't know.
I can tell you one thing that I would certainly be doing if I were in charge. I would totally be tweeting about how the previous person in charge wiretapped my home.
Yeah. Yeah. Your home, which happens to be a gilded tower. Did you hear, by the way, that I might get some of the details on this wrong. The Chinese government is renting some space in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Which in effect means that they're paying Trump millions and millions of dollars. And that, I heard someone on, it was probably on the media this week, which I've been listening to a lot. I mean, super solid, detailed reporting on some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really exciting, too.
Anyway, that from day one, he has been violating the emoluments clause in the Constitution. And he continues to violate it every day.
There is a lot of debate. One side saying, hey, all of this is clearly benefiting you business-wise.
Exactly.
And it's happening because you're president.
Right.
And the other side, their argument is, no. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And look, I'm not a big guy on the framers, but like, from the commentary I heard this week, it was enough for Ben Franklin to accept a decorated pillbox from the King of France or whatever to start a big bunch of shit about emoluments, right?
It would be Ben Franklin, by the way.
Of course
all
it would
of them.
be. Well, Ben Franklin, for all his high points, he had some low points.
Quite a few.
Along with Jefferson, who, by the way, at Monticello, however you say it. I always said Monticello. I'm sure it's Monticello. Monticello, he was having sex with a slave girl for years and years and years.
Well, yeah.
They're actually opening up her room as an exhibit now, which, I mean, that's great because people need to know that this guy was saying one thing, doing another all the time. And he's been a huge hero of our country forever and ever, but you need to take a second look at Thomas Jefferson.
Well, he wrote words real good.
He did write words real good.
He wrote words real good.
Yeah.
And that's why in 2017, his words are the most important words to follow. Never mind logic or reasoning.
Right.
He wrote words in 1776.
Damn it.
We follow those.
And he, Sally Hemings, right?
Yes.
That's her name. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I got her name out there. Yeah. Yeah. And along with Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman, he's been resurrected.
Yeah. Man, it's been a good year for Frederick Douglass.
It really has in some ways. Yeah.
People actually know that he exists.
He
and
was
didn't
important.
do anything with the peanut.
Not a damn thing.
I remember in school every Black History Month we would do units on different African Americans throughout history, and everyone, like, if there was a report, everyone wanted to write about George Washington Carver,
Right.
because peanuts. Like, that's it. That's the only thing anyone knows.
I think I did a report on George Washington.
I think
Carver.
everyone did.
I'm not shitting you. Yeah.
I mean, no one wanted Rosa Parks or Harriet Tubman or
Booker
anyone
T.
like,
Washington.
No,
Yeah.
no one wanted that, because like that you're going to have to look up. There's enough books about peanut butter that you can figure that one out. So,
do you ever think that the amount of books about peanut butter is in direct ratio to how well our democracy is going? Like, if there are more books about peanut butter, we're doing well.
Yeah.
If there are less books about peanut butter, or if there are books about cashew or almond butter, God forbid.
well, that's when those godless liberals are infiltrating our nut butter industries.
Not just nut butter, but nut milk. The cow milk faction, the cow milk lobby, if you will, is fighting back hard right now to keep nut milk companies, plant milk, nut milk, I'm sorry, plant milk, I know that's distracting to you. Any talk of semen and Nathan is way over here.
Nut.
Plant milk companies, you buy almond milk, it says almond milk on it. These people, the dairy milk lobby is saying, you can't call it milk because it didn't come out of a cow. My counter argument is, fuck you.
The goat milk lobby is probably really, really feeling left out of this whole argument.
You're right.
We didn't come out of a cow either.
Along with the sheep's milk.
No one cares about us.
We're only there for people that have weird allergies. So yeah, almond milk, cashew milk, hemp milk. I mean, that's only for the guy that drives the bus in The Simpsons.
I don't like any of those milks.
I like almond milk.
You know why?
Why?
Too expensive.
They're not that expensive. They're cheaper than cow's milk.
No, they aren't.
They're not?
Nah.
I was buying organic cow's milk. That's why. Sorry. So yeah, there's almond milk, cashew milk, rice milk. Rice milk sucks.
Yeah.
Unless it's horchata, I don't fuck with it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
I like
I'm not
horchata.
going to try them.
Yeah.
No, horchata's good.
Yeah. That's got rice milk in it.
But,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put that
Soy milk is
on
good,
cereal.
but then I don't really want it to, eat as a whole lot of soy.
Why?
I heard it's not good for dudes. Like, I heard it.
You mean because of estrogen?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It cannot be good for you.
You could get some bodacious B cups.
Well, then again, maybe I will start drinking less.
Yeah, there you
go. Sorry, Nathan, I got to go to the store.
Oh, man. All right. So, what else happened this week?
I don't know.
That we haven't touched on.
I think we've touched on everything that needs touching on. There are a lot of children afraid right now that they're going to be deported. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, President. You fuck.
Should I hit some quick hits here?
Hit it.
We got 4 stories that we didn't touch on.
Oh my god.
Quick hit music, go.
I've actually been doing it.
I know.
Okay.
I'm telling you to play it now.
I'm doing it. I'm going to do it.
Is it playing now?
You know what? It's playing right now. Yes.
Now?
It's playing.
Currently.
Right. Now I've had to loop it because you keep talking.
How long is it?
It's short, but, I loop it a little.
Okay, we'll keep it going.
Okay, it's going.
Okay. So, the following happened this week. On Wednesday, CNN affiliate WEWS reporter John Kasich, not to be confused with John Kasich, asked the vice president a yes or no question.
Yes.
Did the did he believe Trump's allegations about wiretapping? Pence replied, well, what I can say is that the president and our administration are very confident that the congressional committees in the House and the Senate that are examining issues surrounding the last election, the run-up to the election, will do that in a thorough and equitable way.
Wow.
Yes or no question, that was his answer. 1 to 10, how much did Mike Pence actually want to say, oh, I don't believe any of the crap he says?
10. 100% 10. Yeah.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah. I don't like Mike Pence, but, like, the dude has a brain.
Yeah. So during the last presidential campaign, the Women Vote Trump super PAC pledged to raise $30 million for Donald Trump.
Okay.
They had actress Stacey Dash and other people involved.
She's a huge star.
They raised $26,813. Now,
That's the best.
I need you to put on your best Kellyanne Conway hat and spend this.
Okay. My feet just got really sexy. Well, you know, those women aren't real women because they don't know where their money mouth is. And their money mouth, as it turns out, is, well, look, listen. If you're going to not be, look, you have to be at least a little bit positive here. Okay? It's not fair for you to all the time. So, no, I wouldn't agree with them.
Very good.
Thank you.
I don't know what any of the issue was anymore, and that's exactly what you need to do.
My feet are hot.
So trying to speed things along in the healthcare debate, after a night-long argument, full of Democrats trying to attach things to the healthcare bill, such as renaming it the American Health Care Act, or renaming it from the American Health Care Act to the Republican Pay More for Less Care Act. Texas Representative Joe Barton offered to buy everyone in the committee Waffle House if they would lump all of their amendments into the Obamacare repeal bill to speed things up. They voted no on lumping everything together, obviously. What is the minimum breakfast that Barton would have had to buy all of the congressmen to get them to lump everything together?
Grits and raisin toast.
Well, no, it's got to be way better than that because they turned down Waffle House.
Side of hash browns, smothered and covered. If you go beyond smothered and covered, you're just asking for abuse. So smothered and covered, grits and raisin toast, and a pecan waffle for $200.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, in that the Democrats awesomely tried to make approving the whatever it's called American Health Care Act contingent upon Trump releasing his tax returns.
There you go.
Awesome. Which will clearly show when they are released that Vladimir Putin has been putting money into his account for years.
But that money was all to pay for the various disease treatments that all of the people on his cabinet need. Yeah. Yes, everyone has diseases now.
Scott Pruitt, most of all.
Joe Barton, the guy, I don't care for him generally, but he said during this, the chair would like to point out that it's dawn, which is my favorite thing that I've ever read out of a congressional thing. Anyway.
That it's the dawn of day?
Yeah, it's dawn. It's dawn. And finally.
Okay.
Donald Trump Jr., the offspring,
DJJ,
hinted that Tiffany will join the family business. Knowing that Tiffany Trump is typically the forgotten Trump, what is her role in the company?
Organizing phone books.
That is correct. Don't stack them by year. We want them by color.
Ding, 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 ding. Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.